or the actions of the bank as actually illegal? I mean, even the distortion of competition side.
I consider the purchase of bonds for other reasons than monetary reasons, that is to say, within the framework of fiscal policy, as illegal.
Yes.
I am Rafael Beker from the Citizen Initiative in Belgium. Notre mot à dire, onze zeg. We have had a plaint against the Belgian Constitutional Court against illegalities by the actual European President Herman Van Rompuy in the Belgian ratification. I have two questions. I thought the Constitutional Court in Germany has said that when was the next treaty change, there have been referendum in Germany. And the second question, do you see a place of the subsidiarity rights from the Lisbon Treaty in your strategy against the bailout?
First of all, the question of the referendum, I would like to elaborate on that a little bit. The Constitutional Court, in its Lisbon doctrine, that is to say the decision taken on the 30th of June, quite clearly said that it is the court is the guardian of German constitutional identity. That there is no authorization in the German constitution to transform Germany into a member state of a federal state, which is called European Union. If that happens, the German people would have to vote in favor of a new constitution allowing such a federal state. Now, that is what the Constitutional Court said. And as long as that has not happened, there is no imminent process of autonomous enlargement of the competences of the European community that finally would lead to a federal state within which Germany would be a non-sovereign member. This is what the court said. This is what they call Verfassungsidentität, the defense of the constitutional identity, of which they claim the guardian. As far as the principle of subsidiarity is concerned, it does not play a major role here, because the subsidiarity principle is the principle that says the community should only act if the single member states cannot act. So it is something which can be invoked when it comes to the European-wide interdiction of advertisement for tobacco. So is it necessary that this is done European-wide? Has the European community a natural right, or is the principle of subsidiarity, does it hinder the community to legislate in that field? So the German government made an action in the European Court of Justice against that European initiative and lost. So just to put the principle of subsidiarity into a particular context. It is a principle in order to hinder the European community to enlarge competences which they should better not use. They should better leave to the member states, where there is no natural necessity to tackle the problem Europe-wide.
All right, thank you. I think we can maybe take one more question, if there is one.
Yes, hi, my name is Hema, I'm a Finnish journalist. How do you feel about the new EU legislation, such as the European semester and budgetary surveillance? The sort of new EU legislation regarding European semester and budgetary surveillance of the member states. Is it away from the sort of sovereignty?
Yes, I think very critically about these new initiatives, because the concept of the European Monetary Union was the concept of sovereign states who transfer monetary policy to a common instance, but who remain sovereign in the choice of their economic and fiscal policy. Fiscal policy was subject to certain rules, but it was for the member states to apply these rules, full stop, and for the Commission to organize the monitoring of these rules. Intervening into the choice of economic policy has never been conceived as in line with the European Monetary Union, telling countries that they are on the wrong path as far as their fiscal, their tax policy is
So it's
concerned.
not just monetary union,
this
it's
is
economic and monetary union. That's the idea, I guess.
yes, but this is a danger, a great danger, to authorize yourself to tell a country you should increase your taxes or you should spend more on education. The Commission only deals with aggregates. They say your budget deficit is dangerous, or your gross debt goes beyond the limits which are allowed. The Commission and the European Community should not intervene in the choice, in the policy choice, how to reduce the budget, how to abide by rules, whether to spend more on education or to spend less on it. Well, I would have sympathized with the European Commission asking Greece at a certain moment why they spend 5% of their gross national product on defense, whereas it is obviously a fiction, their menace. Yeah, but from a strictly legal point of view, the concept of the monetary union as a union of sovereign states who agree not to agree to maintain convergence criteria, durably to maintain conversion criteria. It is not allowed by a central organization to tell you do too much. Look, Mrs. Lagarde, she said, well, the real fundamental problem of the Eurozone is the balance of payment surplus of Germany, in other words, the exportations. So what you should do is to increase your salaries. Well, we leave this, the German government has no means to increase salaries. This is a question of the bargain between employees and employees organizations. And this would be a nightmare, having a central organization in the